You know, I hearted this post because, I mean, hey, you're not even wrong. I am a problematic person. And you know what? So are you!
From immature tweets to exposing children to 18+ imagery, this video is a tale of hypocrisy, instability, and malice. KeelanKoi is a 30-year-old Splatoon YouTuber who specializes in making lyric videos, and thus has amassed a mostly minor audience due to the fact. But what she chose to do regarding said audience has led me down a rabbit hole I wouldn't even wish upon my worst enemy. This is the end of KeelanKoi. This will hopefully be the last ever KeelanKoi video, to applause of many I assume. But we can't end the saga without a recap, can we? Okay, to start things off, we'll start off small and then gradually build up. At some point, a 14-year-old joined Caitlin's Discord server and said that Caitlin's dog deserved to be bit. For context, her dog got bitten by another. Instead of simply ignoring this instance of a literal child obviously attempting to troll her, Caitlin went out of her way to put him on full blast on 3 separate platforms, which caused him to eventually receive threats. I'm not one to believe you're inherently responsible for the actions of your audience. Creators aren't babysitters after all. But not once did she ask for no one to harass him. It was obvious that was her intent. She's a YouTuber with over 100,000 subscribers. This is an expectation. This kid quite literally had 2 subscribers. Literally no one knew him. Caitlin even acknowledged this in the server, and yet she still went on to put him on full blast merely because this child dared to hurt her ego.
I know that a lot of people tell me, just ignore the hate that you get, but I'm like, well, some of the crazy shit that's said to me, I'm gonna say, because it's so egregious. I'm not gonna like engage with it, like I'm not gonna like go after them or something.
After making my first video exposing this, Caitlin scrambled for reasons to discredit me, such as attempting to demonize me, someone who is black, for saying a certain word which starts with the letter N and loosely rhymes with the word neurotransmitter. I hate to be that guy, like I really do, it's extremely soy, but why is a white woman calling me a bad person for saying it? Like, imagine being so desperate to paint your main critic as a villain, you become the slur police. Caitlin can't even claim she didn't know I was black either, as I literally told her in the prior DM conversation. There is no excuse. She was obviously looking for any reason, and I mean any reason to deflect here, and it'll become a current occurrence, don't you worry. At some points, she even went on to imply she wanted her audience to flood my comment sections, and even went on to trauma dump on minors, including me at the time. I kid you not, Caitlin, an adult, was really out here attempting to guilt trip minors. Would you be shocked if I told you this is one of her more tamer stunts? She claimed she wanted to bill me, and that I apparently caused her many seizures. For those unaware, Caitlin likes to bring up she's disabled whenever she's faced with criticism. KeelanKoi then made a 6GB Google Drive dedicated to stalking me when I was a minor. I really wish I was joking. She would often flex about how she had all this dirt on me, you know, a minor at the time. I don't know how a woman who was 28 or 29 at the time didn't think it was creepy in the slightest that she was spying on the child over the internet, solely to use the information she gathered against them later. She even had the audacity to cry about it in her server. Boo-hoo, the fact you were stalking someone almost half your age was leaked. Cry about it. I have no sympathy for her, and you'll see why later in the video. I'm not letting this one go. This woman is an absolute creep. How mentally ill must you be to make a 6GB folder dedicated to a literal child? But when if I call this behavior out, people would claim I'm the one harassing her. Now for the holy grail. Caitlin has gone on to talk about adult subjects on her streams, the same streams she acknowledged are mostly watched by children on numerous occasions.
I am just aware that younger members may be here. So I'm not going to talk about not safe for work topics, but I will swear.
You really cannot make this up. Caitlin has made the claim her YouTube, yes, her YouTube streams were family friendly and her Twitch streams were not. Fair enough, until you realize she can't even abide by her own rules.
Oh, I remember this one time that, I don't know exactly what was going on, but my Chinese teacher was hooked up her computer, and there was some kind of a PowerPoint presentation or some kind of a DVD, and something popped up. It was like softcore porn. I'm like, what the f? You ask me how Patreon works, I tell you how it works, and then you think I'm asking money for sex. What? So like, there's some guys on Tinder that are just like, and we had quite a good time, and I assure you, no matter how ugly you think I am, I get more action than you do. You're not gonna have sex? Here's the thing, I know how to talk to men. I know exactly what to say to men to immediately get them interested in wanting to come over that very same night and have a little bit of 18+ fun. I know exactly how to talk to men. Wait, you can have sex? Like, yeah, when I talk to men, I know exactly what to say. I know that I'm in the position of like, I have something that you want. So you kind of have to, you know, sex, that's just like mechanics. I don't really, like, what do you want me to do? Amazing, Rayquaza, your mother should have swallowed you so you didn't end up finding an egg and coming onto this world just to curse us with the burden of your existence. Not shy with men. I'm basically in control of the conversation because I'm like, I know that my words are in control of his pants, essentially. Because, I don't know, catching a man's attention is easier than catching a cold on Tinder, okay? So.
As a woman,
My words are in control of the man's pants.
As a woman.
Oh yes, talking about how you can control a man's genitals is something I'd watch with the entire family. You can't just acknowledge your viewers are mostly minors and then talk about such topics.
Peanut butter jelly. No. It's a song by RuPaul. Don't look it up. Don't look it up if you're a minor. Okay. God damn it. It sucks having a pretty young fan base on YouTube. My blanket is so soft. It's just so comfy, so good.
What up, Reddit? It's Kendrick Lamar.
But when I criticized her for this, she ran to play the victim, because what else would she do? Actually take accountability? If that wasn't enough, Caitlyn had an 18+ Twitter, which at the time barely had any 18+ warnings, where she'd make tweets like this. Had a second awakening after a kinky night with a friend. Haven't stopped being able to think about for the past 4 days. Constantly having dreams about realizing I've been high for since puberty. Nympho, I don't know what word that is. Confirmed, I am cursed. Me, knocks on Sam's door. Hey, I'm gonna turn the AC on and meet... I can't say this. And my friend Parker is coming over and we're gonna have loud sex. Him, good, I'm already hot. World's best roommate. Me, gets a call on the phone about a $200 medical debt while I'm browsing Bad Dragon. Oh my god, bro. I had to complain about it in the video before she added any warnings it has today. Also, she was just casually interacting with minors on this account.
Then something just snapped. Something inside of me. I didn't care anymore.
Listen, I really could not care less if Caitlyn is a gooner, as long as she keeps that goonery away from her minor audience. But when your viewers are literal children, the same audience associated with the Caitlyn Koi brand, those children are going to find your alt Twitter account and they will see the 18+ content on it. The fact a minor had to make a video telling a woman pushing 30 that this was unacceptable is insanity. You weren't in your early 20s to be making these mistakes. You were almost 30 at this time. We still are done, as Caitlyn had a 16+ server which also had access to adult content. Yes, I'm serious. There's 16-year-olds aren't adults, Caitlyn. They're minors. The 16-year-olds can't consent. Upon hearing the news, I joined the 16+ server, and without saying a single word, I was banned, and the channel was no longer accessible. I'm telling you, the script writes itself. The fact my mere presence warranted Caitlyn to take the channel down is a testament to how she's self-aware. She knew exactly what she was doing was wrong, but wanted to see if she could get away with exposing such content to children. How sick must you be to have a 16+ server, a server which will have minors in it, facilitate 18+ content, while also failing to follow your own rules by having a 13-year-old in it. So you can ban me on site as if you're a deep woken mod, but God forbid you remove the literal 13-year-old in the 16+ server with adult content.
OMG. Yas, girl. Slay queen.
Call me a flicker gooner because we are even close to finishing, as Caitlyn actively allowed her friend, who she knew was a minor, to have access to the same 18+ Twitter account. To preface, at this time, Caitlyn had temporarily privated said adult account due to the backlash she was receiving from my video. The minor was the one who suggested they should unfollow her. The minor suggested this, and Caitlyn essentially said the minor was mature enough to view it. That's right, a grown woman thought it was okay for her minor friend to view the contents of her 18+ minors do not interact Twitter account.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
If a man said this, they would have been called a predator minute 1. Heck, if a man did a quarter, not even half of what Caitlyn did, he would have been called Epstein's apprentice. Why has she been allowed to get away with this for this long? Who's winning with the interacting with minors off?
Shh. Queen, you're slaying too loud. Keep it down.
I know I've covered this topic briefly in another video, but it wasn't dedicated to Caitlyn, so I'll cover it here as well. Caitlyn Koi was in contact with and conspired with someone who threatened to dox and harm me. Tough was the owner of the Splatoon Discord server, Ink Royalty. He originally got in touch with me, claiming someone called Lesbian Squids or whatever was threatening to IP grab me. It's ironic, because later on he plans on doing the same thing, if not worse. The server had private channels where the animatronics got a bit freaky, as you can already assume Caitlyn also had access to these. Like I said, I had already covered this in a previous video, and to be honest, I already feel like a broken record, so roll the clips. In this channel, Tough would go on to threaten me with violence and much more. You can pause to read because I will try my best to avoid narrating these if I can. Toph made the claim he had my address. Caitlyn was present, was quite literally complicit. During this time, Toph appeared to be a white knight. Caitlyn Koi go rest. I got this. These are the people who are Caitlyn Koi fans, by the way. Like, I don't want to say anything, but every single time there's a Caitlyn Koi fan, they always seem to match your criteria. Oh, I'm not saying anything, but after Toph got my address, he claimed he was going to send people at my door, torture me, quote unquote, take me out another date, to airstrike me, report bomb, and more.
This is just like a talking channel. Hey, everyone, do you think I'd make me famous to assassinate vAqeii? Like, just JFK him? What the f- What the fuck? What is this? What is this channel?
He's black.
Wait a minute, go back. It said like if he's black. Relax, that he's black. He oh, that's racist. That's racist. That's a little racist. That's a little racist. Relax, he's black. He'll know what a drive-by is. That's racist. And minors follow that Twitter account. And oh yeah, remember when you let minors into your NSFW channel and we're just not gonna talk about that? Okay, whatever. Oh, who's me? I need all these minors to feel bad for me. I'm 30, by the way. Please feel bad for me. Oh, guys, please. I need sympathy. Oh. If you feel bad for me, I'll let you into my channel, even though you're minors. Oh. Last thing I promise. The yellow and then will be gone by the end of February. Give me a little time. I'll take both out. At Kate and Koi, you have my word. That's the stupidest, corniest I have ever read on Splatoon Discord. Because that's like not happening.
Unlike you, Caitlyn, I wasn't aware of the extent of the behavior from the get-go. By the time the LKHJ, whatever their name is, actually got vindictive. But you were in the same space as someone you were fully aware was threatening to harm me and stayed complicit. It's so ironic you cried relentlessly about being doxxed and yet stayed in contact with someone who threatened to torture me. As a matter of fact, you didn't care as long as Toph didn't mention you. You can't make this up. You really can't. You didn't care about what this asylum escapee did as long as it didn't tie back to you. And I'm the one being revered as an absolute nutcase. It's poetic, isn't it? I'm still not done either. Because isn't it interesting how you saw how Toph was threatening me, but upon seeing a comment onto one of my videos, which just so happened to be in my favor and not yours, that's when you considered leaving. The idea of leaving never dawned on you when my life was potentially in danger. Only when you saw a YouTube comment, yes, a literal comment you didn't fancy, that's when you decided, maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I should leave.
Some patients have an unusual sensation or feeling known as an aura that alerts them to an upcoming seizure before it happens. The aura is actually a simple focal seizure, also known as partial seizures. So she literally gets a seizure from reading. Okay. That's great. That's... Oh god, wow. That's... Log off, like at that point, like just log off.
The most I had to do with the UTTP/LKHJ, whoever their names are, right, was telling them to go after someone else, not me. That's it. That's all I admitted to. While you, Caitlyn, were gladly interacting with a self-admitted doxer. Like you genuinely can't make this up. You were an adult and the older person in every situation listed, and yet you chose the wrong path each and every time. Big difference is I was a minor who didn't know how to treat a situation, who also didn't know the extent nor the dire consequences of my actions, while you were 29, fully aware of what was happening.
Hey, you know they got your man.
So let me get this straight. Caitlyn, a grown woman, was in direct contact with someone who threatened to harm me. This is the same person who looked you dead in the eye and claimed they're a victim of me, by the way. Now, to be fair, I have heard the claim Caitlyn did denounce this behavior. A claim because I've yet to see a single screenshot which proves this. But that doesn't change the fact she only thought of leaving after seeing a YouTube comment of someone agreeing with me. If a literal YouTube comment on youtube.com disagreeing with you is making you second guess associating with a self-admitted doxer, I think that itself speaks louder than any words ever could. Ignoring how Caitlyn didn't care as long as it didn't tie back to her, if she immediately noted out the moment on the live threats were being mentioned, this wouldn't be an issue in the slightest, but the fact she persisted and even made it a point it wasn't of her concern, counting it didn't link back to her, is a massive problem. You're too old to be engaging in such things, and to think people desperately want to defend this woman.
We've got to have money.
I'm sure people have seen the infamous clip where I admitted to sending people to attack Caitlyn Koi and made videos on her for money. Let's quickly clarify on the making videos on Caitlyn for money allegation. Despite how stupid this claim is in the first place, contrary to popular belief, I got monetization very late. To put this into perspective, I got monetized in late 2024, so at the time of writing this about 7 months ago. Up until then, I was making videos with no monetary incentive whatsoever. I made literally no money from this, and the rest of my content. To preface, I made my first video on Caitlyn in very late 2022, so every video up until late 2024 made no money during that time frame. The claim immediately falls apart when you realize me, making videos on a 30-year-old woman who was more than comfortable with allowing minors in 18+ spaces, were originally made with no monetary incentive. As in, I literally made nothing by exposing this behavior. No money, nothing. You're not some hopeless damsel in distress, Hopeless Peaches, who was used for pocket change by the evil vAqeii. You have an extensive history of being overall creepy around minors. As a matter of fact, not once in the code did I say I made videos specifically on her for money. She just cut the video up and gaslit herself into believing this. I made the videos because I thought this behavior was disgusting. But whatever helps you push your agenda, Caitlyn. I haven't even been monetized for a year yet. What even is this claim? Secondly, the claim I sent people to attack Caitlyn Koi. On the 7th of April 2025, Caitlyn posted a video called "He Admitted It," with text claiming I admitted to sending people to attack her.
I'm always gonna think CV's a psychopath. Like he is.
You know how this happened? They came after me. And I was like, you got the wrong person. Go after Caitlyn Koi. And it worked.
Why were you lying about it so much?
So why was I lying about it so much?
Yeah.
Because I'm in my career. I make $300 a month.
Alright.
Someone decided to come clean. Yes, I do know people from the UTTP. Yes, I do know them. Yes. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'll be leaving. I'll be quitting. It doesn't matter. I'm finished. It's done.
I'm asking you, like...
You're gonna send this to Lio, and then he'll tie up the bones. Beautiful little video. They originally, you know how this happened? They came after me in B server. They came after me in B server. I was like, you got the wrong person. I was like, You're not the wrong person. Go after Caitlin Coy. You're not gonna get anything from me. You're not gonna get any entertainment value from me. You're not gonna get entertainment, nothing. Right? If you want real entertainment, go to Caitlin Coy. She's a locale. And they're like, oh, damn, for real? I was like, yeah. And then they went off the hell. They left me alone.
Send them after Caitlin Coy.
Yeah, I did. I went and said, listen, you're not gonna get any entertainment from me, right? It was either me or her, right? Because they weren't gonna leave me alone. They were after this stunning guy for 3 years. I was like, nah, I don't wanna deal with that. I was like, let me give you a better locale, right? Let me give you a better one. Because you're not gonna get anything from me. Everyone thinks I'm transphobic, homophobic, they think everything. You're gonna get nothing from me. And they were like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And it worked. And they left me alone. They decided to be like, go after them, go after. I was like, no. It was either me or her. It was either me or her. I'm not gonna be after her for 3 years. Okay. I wanna be me. I don't wanna deal with that. I don't wanna deal with that, bro.
Okay, then I guess another thing is...
300 pounds a month, hello? That's 300 pounds a month, buddy. That's 300 pounds a month. That's 300 pounds a month, bro. You think I'm playing? That's 300. But now I'm like, no, there's no point.
Okay. Fucking hell. Okay, so you are guilty.
Yep.
Fucking hell, dude.
I'm quitting anyway. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. You're really nice things. I'll always remember you.
I've been unhinged. I've been let loose, and there's no stopping me now.
I originally spoke about this a bit in a prior video and a community post, but I'll essentially address it here as well. During 2023, the UTTP, YouTube Troll Police, a troll group, attempted to target me. For starters, they forged fake screenshots of another Splatoon content creator, essentially trying to trick me into believing they were a predator. Upon not engaging any further, they decided to spam my DMs with transphobic flashing imagery instead. From here, they attempted to harass me in the form of raiding my server, comments, replies, you name it. For instance, they made videos attempting to paint me as a predator with fake screenshots and leaked my Snapchat. Apart from that, the harassment campaign mostly failed as I just set up filters and ignored them. But upon realizing I wasn't giving them the attention they wanted, they joined the Twitter Mutuals Discord server, of which I was in, and continued the harassment in there, spamming the chats and calling me a predator. After becoming aware they were the same group who attempted to target me prior, I panicked and told them to target Caitlin Coy instead of me. I am not going to try and excuse this behavior, but give my reasoning. What I did was wrong and I take full accountability for it. As someone who partook in troll groups when I was 10 to 14, I was well aware of how they operated. Simply telling them to leave me alone wasn't going to work. If anything, it would just make things worse. My thought process was, well, they obviously do this for the attention and the reaction. I am not going to give it to them. They are involving my literal friends, but they also seem to be specifically targeting Splatoon content creators. What if I kill two birds with one stone? They're just some internet trolls. They do this for the attention, the reaction. I made it clear they weren't going to get it from me, so I gave them someone who would react. Yet again, I was wrong for this. At the time, the most they did was make a video faking evidence and delete my Snapchat. I was under the impression they were mostly harmless, would probably leave a few mean comments and then move on. I was wrong, as they've gone on to harass Caitlin for over a year now. If they were specifically targeting me, as much as of a pest they were targeting me and me alone, so I knew it was contained. But the fact they brought a friend into the mix genuinely concerned me. I didn't want the mutual to get involved and or harassed solely because they were associated with me. I was a minor at the time and didn't know what to do. I had quite literally no one trustworthy to talk about the situation to, and thought the best course of action was to redirect them. I don't talk about what happens behind the scenes often, but countless people have faked me my friend simply to use any information I give them against me. I had no one. I shouldn't have done this, regardless of whether or not I believe they were harmless, and even though Caitlin's behavior towards minors and others in the community are weird to downright revolting, this was reckless on my part and I'm sorry. Despite this, the claims I'm some kind of UTTP ringleader are false. I have never knowingly associated with the UTTP apart from that one-off interaction in my mutual server. When I was under suspicion, a close friend I had known since I was 15/16 was affiliated with the UTTP, I immediately confronted them and have since cut them off. But touching on the call itself for a moment, the entire thing was 10 minutes long, but Caitlin edited it down to about 2 minutes, so a whopping 80% of the call was removed. Now here are just some fun facts. Remember the close friend I just mentioned? Well, prior to the call, I had just cut them off for being in the UTTP. Turns out, whenever I told them about anything which happened content creator-wise, they'd run to their UTTP friends to cause issues. As a result of this, they decided to swap me doing a live stream. So it's not hard to see, I was extremely manic and wasn't in the right state of mind. Reminder, I had literally no one to discuss regarding this. People had the tendency to twist whatever I said. This user knew my name, where I lived, and more. So I called Ace, the person in the clip, saying I knew people from the UTTP with the intent he'd leak it. This wasn't some slip up nor the gotcha Caitlin think this is. At this point in time, I was considering quitting for good. In this sense, I was referring to the mutual server incident. So Caitlin not only got a call where I was audibly manic, edited it down to make me look in the worst way imaginable, had a victory lap on Twitter, and then used the situation as an excuse to dox me. Neither of us are saints in the situation, but the fact she used the dox of someone who groomed and essayed me is the most disgusting thing she has done yet. I'm sorry for what I did, but the fact a 30-year-old woman would do such a thing is unforgivable. Also, for a small clarification, the specific UTTP members who went after me in 2023 went by the LKJH. I was not aware of what the UTTP was until March of this year. Unlike you, Caitlin, I'll take accountability for the actions I made, even when I was a minor. But you, a grown woman who's far past the developmental stage, refuses to address the many times your minor audience have been used and endangered by your careless behavior. Imagine having several, and I mean several, allegations of endangering minors, and instead of attempting to debunk even a single one, you upload a maliciously edited call to try and discredit me.
Play these games before!
I want to keep this segment as brief as possible because it talks about a touchy subject I'd just rather not discuss on the internet. I was groomed and essayed by an old friend when I was a minor. During May of 2023, they made a completely false doc attempting to paint me as a murderer, assaulter, manipulator, and an art thief of all things. In said document, they went on to leak my real name. Before this, my name wasn't public knowledge. I exclusively go by ZV and vAqeii. Now, ignoring the irony behind the situation, Caitlin used this dox and ran with it. Nowhere was safe. She went into stream chats, discords, you name it, going out of her way to use the name my literal abuser leaked. Caitlin made the claim her and her family's details have been leaked, and because of this, she doesn't care if she doxes me. Two wrongs don't make a right. The fact you, a 30-year-old, ironically enough, the bigger person in more ways than one, decided to be petty enough to use the dox my literal groomer publicized is one of, if not the most disgusting thing you have done yet. Like, this is the exact same woman who went from censoring my name, giving me nicknames such as LYG and Little Yellow Gremlin. She has a whole variety of names to pick from, but she chose the one her literal groomer leaked. It's obviously intentional. How spiteful must you be to outright state you don't care if people know my name? I think it's public knowledge at this point you lack ethics, but the fact you don't even try to hide it is insane. Like, instead of targeting the people who, the people who actually did this to you, the people who are actually causing you harm, you're setting your sights on me. I did not dox you. I did not leak any of your information. I've reiterated in streams, my community posts, and in prior videos that I made a mistake 2 years ago, which I have taken accountability for. But that gives you no right whatsoever to exacerbate something a literal groomer leaked. As a matter of fact, literally no one asked what my name was. Caitlin was the one who's been going out of her way to spread it, solely to spite me. You're quite literally a grown woman. How can you be this petty? I promise you, Caitlin, if you put half the effort you dedicate to me towards the people actually harassing you, I'm sure you would have made a breakthrough. But I suppose it's more convenient for you. It's significantly more convenient to get your revenge against the same person who exposed your many inappropriate interactions towards minors.
Oh, dude, he's still on the phone! He's still on the phone! He's still on the phone!
I feel like a massive weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I don't think enough people realize how there's an immense double standard in the Splatoon community, because I promise you, if a man did even the smallest portion of what Caitlin did, he would have been labeled a groomer in a matter of seconds. But Caitlin, a 30-year-old woman, has been handed excuse after excuse every single time. This truly frustrates me because I've seen men in this community get deplatformed over less, significantly less. But Caitlin, she can get every excuse in the world, even after not taking accountability. Even worse, when taking into consideration I had to battle an infinitely bigger content creator by myself, and whenever I try to fight back, I'd constantly get called a harasser. The fact there is a long, and I mean long, extensive history of Caitlin being inappropriate around minors shouldn't be dismissed. But God forbid anyone criticizes her for being weird around minors. God forbid. Well, she's gonna bring up how she's autistic, she has seizures, she's disabled, she doesn't have a job. Like listen, it's insane. Although, if you enjoyed my video, consider liking and subscribing as I make more content like this. I also have channel memberships if you want to support my channel and see content early. But yeah, that's all from me. Thanks for watching.